Well, welcome to another video of doing synchros. I had fun. The selector came apart because I didn't push the push rod through all the way. And I lost all these BBs, so went on a treasure hunt. And sadly enough, couldn't find one of them. Well, took apart a ball bearing and sure enough, same size. So, we're going ahead and put this back together. And right now, this is the sleeve for the needle bearing. This needle bearing actually goes over that, but it's giving me a hard time, so I'm just going to press it in, and then we'll work on the selector. Good. So now, as you can see, that's pressed on there. Yeah, it's the selector, so the springs and little BBs, I got to go look at the diagram, see on how they go back in, and hopefully I never make that mistake again, but it was because I was like, hey, the input shaft wasn't pressed all the way into the tube, and I was like, hey, this is great, because I started taking stuff off, and I was like, oh dude, I can just do the synchros, no problem. Well, when I took the selector off as it was still held up, yeah, that's when everything just flew out. So then I had to press this all the way in until it fell in the pipe, and that's why I was like, dang it. Well, good news is my dad's dollies, the bearings are actually the same size as the ones for the selector. Crazy, right? So these are from the dolly. Those are the originals. And as you can see, they are 100% the same size. Talk about amazing. This is 5th gear, of course, and that is 4th gear. And yep, so there's that. So I got to get the selector to go first. These are the new synchros. And what's crazy is the new ones don't have this intrusion that the original synchro has. So you come over here, and this is one of the OEs. One of the OEs has a notch on the flat piece. Well, none of the new ones have that, so there's probably no problem. It's just, hey, that's how one way to identify an OE synchro, right? So, get the selector done, press it all back together, we should be good. So far, this collar piece and this guy has been great.
How is it?
This is DJ coming at you from the Fiero barn with Getrag build part 5. Give you guys an idea, the input is all back together. Do not make the mistake of trying to press this guy 100% complete within using the tube. Make sure you actually do it piece by piece. So he would sit there and then just do it piece by piece. So like start with the top synchro, put the 4th gear, press that in. You want to do all the pieces individually because what happened is the input shaft was moving in the collar piece in the tube, and we ended up damaging one of the new synchros. And the good news is well, there is no good news to breaking a synchro. Kind of sucks. It's brand new, but it got, let's see, where are you? There it is. Yeah, broke that right there. So that's okay. The old synchro for 5th gear was, or 4th gear, I mean, sorry about that. 4th gear was fine. So I was like, you know what? We'll just use the synchro from 4th gear, put that back in, because I know that never crunched. It was only 3rd gear that gave me an issue. So with that all back together, I'm happy. It's going to work. As you can see, the synchro is actually not even worn versus the new one. And another thing is that piece that the needle bearing goes on, there's 2 holes in that collar piece, and you want to make sure that those holes line up with the shaft holes. So when you press it on, you want to make sure that the holes are lined up. I'll make note of that. Posting the video, I'll give you an idea. I'll put like a text to show you like what I'm talking about. But the input shaft is done. I was going to move on to the output shaft, but instead, I have something else to say that let's not do the output shaft. And the reason why is 1st and 2nd gear are brass. If you look at the output shaft original, they're hardened carbon synchros. They're not brass. And since I didn't have an issue with first or second gear, I would just rather not. I would rather basically just go in with these guys, just put it all back together. I'm looking at the synchros, and the teeth are actually in very good shape, that I might as well just get my 100% out of this guy, you know? Like I said, I didn't have any issues with first or second. And fifth wasn't even a synchro issue. Fifth was the bearing issue. So even fifth gear synchro looks freaking awesome. And there we are. As you can see, the selector's a little chewed, but I mean, that was probably for me forcing it, being that fifth gear just wasn't sitting where it needed to. And yeah. But I don't think I'm gonna mess with the output shaft, guys. I think I'm in good shape here. Which means the only thing left to do is put bearings on the differential and put the plastic speed gear on it. And I thought about getting a new one, but I'm gonna take the chance of removing one from another differential I have, and if all goes well, then I'll put that on there. If not, then hit up Rodney Dickman, because he sells them brand new. And honestly, it'd probably be the best way to go, but I just can't see paying $50 right now for a piece of plastic. And not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that, hey, I got parts laying around. Why not make something out of the parts that I have? So I'm going to do that. And once the differential's taken care of, then we can start putting this thing back together. Yay! So, used a 32mm socket to press the new diff bearings on. Got the speed gear on the diff. Both ready to go. Now, just doing races. So I had the pop seal back out, and I popped the race using a punch. Yeah, that's how it goes. Put the new race in, and just gotta do this for the split case and the bell housing. And then the last one to do would be the other bearing. So that's the original output shaft bearing. That was the one that came in the kit, which we don't use because I got my new one with a lock intrusion. This one's got to go in. He's the input. So that's got to go in. That's the other one that's got the race. That's going to be fun. I don't need to use this seal because Rodney Dickman came with his kit. And yeah, we are almost done. So we are back. All I did was punch the seal out, flip this over, and then I punched the race out just using a punch. As you can see, seal made it out alive. Still in good shape. Now when this racer fell out, there's a shim. Make sure that shim goes back in. There's only a shim on the bell housing side apparently. So, yep, just make sure that goes back in the case where it belongs. The other racer that I'm probably gonna have fun doing is that one. And that one doesn't seem too fun, but figure it out.
Oh, okay.
But we are this far. This is awesome. 5-speed Getrag. Okay, well, that race went pretty easy. Just using a regular O'Reilly kit. This guy here just goes in like that. Just hammer it down. It's in there. So isn't that 90,000 shim? Now, flip it over, do the seal, and just got to figure out this guy. Well, the race is out. My dad helped me figure this one out by welding on intrusions with a welder to use a pry bar.